on my ass, motherfucker. What's up? What's up? What's up? It's the freaking weekend, baby, and I'm off. And I'm about to go off. Oh, this is going to be a good, old fashioned, gospel level, old country, take them to the woodshed rant. Okay? This is going to be one of them old gospel rants, okay? Because I got a lot of things off my chest I need to let off, and I got a confession. You know, I remember when I first came to YouTube, before I even started streaming, doing live streams, and having a channel, there was a big rumor mill about me not being a police officer. So I got a confession to make. I've always been a goddamn police officer. For those of you who really want to check the facts, let's check the facts. I went to the Baltimore Police Department and was hired September 18th, 2007. My graduating class in the academy is 0705. The year 2000, the fifth class of the goddamn academy of that year. Served nearly 15 years. To be exact, 14.2. I like to say nearly 15 because damn near I had a year with some more truths that people used to have in the rumor mill. Okay? Oh, you never were in the army. I went to Fort Benning, Georgia in June of 2000. Signed up for the army in 99. I actually was part of the Viper team, QRF, when I was in Iraq. Everything about me is documented heavily. Okay? So, oh, you never wrestled in Germany? Yes, I have. Got a bronze medal out of that bitch, too. Went to Lake Clifton, gave them 4 glorious championships, even though you won't see a banner about me. Even one of the teachers said when I was walking past in my senior year, and he said to a freshman, that's probably one of the best athletes Baltimore City produced in the state of Maryland. That's one of the few guys to come out of the city in a sport that black people are not known to be and be competitive against boys who competed in the sport for 10 years. Let's tell another fact. I've taken tests through the military, and the inquisitor for the test actually stated, how many degrees do you have? I said, I didn't finish college, sir. According to this, you have the intellect of somebody who has a postgraduate degree. And you're probably like wondering, why am I kicking off all this shit? Currently, I went back into law enforcement and I'm a sergeant for the Baltimore City Public Markets. Special police officer. A police officer once again. As a sergeant, I carry the stripes. I'm literally next week going to run not only my shift at Lexington Market, but all the other markets will be under me. Okay? I had to put out some facts for people, okay? Let's go back to Iraq for a minute. When I joined the QRF, because they put me in the guard tower, and I said, I'm supposed to be here for 90 days in a guard tower with a M49 and my M16 in my hand, but yet these motherfuckers can take pot shots at the damn towers. Who are those guys right there doing the building race? That's the QRF. That's tough. Okay, I'm tough. I want in. Fuck you. I want in. I did the tryouts. I made the team. And we had over, in the first 6 months, in my 18th month tour, we had over 354 fucking missions. Successful. Yep. Lexington Market, Hollins, Northeast Market, the Avenue, all the public markets. There, I'm a supervisor. I'm a part of management for that. So let's put something out there, and thank you for the congratulations. And I'm gonna say this, and this goes out the truth, right? Pookie truth. I love you, bro, but I'd be damned for somebody half my age to tell me where the fuck I've been, what I know, and what I don't. We're gonna address little birdies at the door today. Because the shit that you pulled the other time, my last live stream, well, the live stream before last, I didn't address because that wasn't the content that I wanted to put out. What I wanted to put out is how foolish the American government does not allow its people to protect themselves from evil, especially during mass casualty shootings. But now I'll address it. There's too many people like you, Hammer, and others, and even some females when I'm at the job and I'm giving them game on how to become married women who think they know more than me. There's shit that men in their 60s can't tell me. Is it all men in their 60s? No. But at the same time, I have the grace and discipline to at least hear them out and disseminate the information. What I do not understand, and was always is going to be a folly for people like you, is that you don't understand who and what you're talking about or talking to. I don't get it. You got guys in this generation like Hammer, who's never been sexual with a girl, but he wants to tell men who's been married, men who can get chicks off the snap of a dime. Well, you shouldn't go with your passport. But nigga, aren't you a foreign national? Aren't your parents from another damn country? Last time I checked, motherfuckers who come into our fucking country and utilize our schools don't have shit to say to the men here. If you're afraid to talk to those bitches, you can't be the coward that dictates what other men do. And this is funny, right? Because when I made the statement, there's a reason why people don't pick fights with Andrew Tate. You know why? Go check his background. See, we got away from the system of ass whoopings. See, there's an old saying in Black America, a hard head makes a soft ass. Okay? See, one thing about it, we had an incident because the Padawan is one of the officers who's under my command. I'm one of his supervisors. He's a supervisor for, he also is a supervisor for my company. A guy pulled a knife on him today. And I told the guy, you're lucky he's merciful. You're lucky he's merciful. Because if it would have been me, I'd have put 5 in your chest. Hollow point 45s would have been in your ass. But see, that same bitch ass emotional attitude, I hate it when emotional men tell me that I'm being emotional. And I'm like, dude, he was merciful. See, this is the reason why black men don't get respect, is because black men allow too much bitch assness to persist and exist. But what we will not do is come to a panel where men are twice your fucking age and 5 times your experience and tell them if they're right or wrong. You do know that a good amount of people in my fucking subscriber count are military veterans. Some, like myself, are veterans of foreign wars, wrestlers, both scholastic and collegiate, and some international, like myself, boxers, MMA fighters, martial artists. And this is how you know a true martial artist. A true martial artist respects game and knowledge. If there's an art that you don't know, I want to learn it. I want to learn sumo. I want to learn shoot fighting. I want to learn, even though I do know catch wrestling. I had a buddy of mine from high school who's a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Each one teach one. I taught him and his students takedowns and throws and how to control a person on the ground through wrestling. They were teaching me finishing holds from Jiu-Jitsu. I had buddies of mine who were better boxers who taught me how to get my hand game good. You know why? Because I am a student of the game. Yes, people may call me master. The only difference is they call me coach. Coach is another word for master. Okay? Let's point that out. I have a mastery over the sport of wrestling to a very good degree. That's why I can teach it. As a matter of fact, I'm so good of a coach, people never even could pinpoint, because most coaches teach everybody 3-4 moves in every position. When you went against Lake Clifton, the times I coached, you could not pinpoint our style because I made it a point to teach everybody differently, especially according to weight class. That's how you know you have a mastery of something. But see, young men out there, I'm going to tell you something. It is better to be thought a fool than to open your mouth and remove all doubt. And that's what we need to actually exercise from the manosphere. There's too many people who want to ride coattails. There's too many people who want to get this get-rich-quick scheme. I'm not in it for the money. I'm very thankful and appreciative to anybody and anyone who donates when they hear my voice when it parts its lips, and appreciate what I'm telling them. But let's really be honest. There's people out there who really need to sit at the feet of the master a lot longer than they think they should. Okay? Just to let people know, I'm also a level 4 firearms instructor when it comes to the pistol, shotgun, rifle. Defense in the home, defense out the home. defensive pistol. I'm an accomplished man to a degree, okay? I'm not speaking to people from a soapbox of misinformation or disinformation. What we really need to do, especially for you young men, you need to stop and listen more than you speak. A lot of it, and I'm going to say this, a lot of you motherfuckers are very lucky that we even humor you. I appreciate the respect. Trust me, every man loves respect. Back to what I was saying. Right, Aquateki. That's why you have two ears and one mouth. See, even though I could shoot and I could do this, but there were certain techniques I learned from the instructors that I did not even understand and comprehend. And I didn't even figure out, like, wow, okay, I can make this a lot easier on myself. But this is the folly of youth, the folly of inexperience. Instead of saying, you know what, this guy is my superior in this subject, I'm going to sit at the feet and listen and gather the information and be respectful about it. You wonder why people say you need to grow the fuck up. You wonder why. And I'm not just talking about Hammer and Pookie. I'm talking about a whole goddamn generation. You're the motherfuckers that needed safe spaces. You're the motherfuckers who think that everybody needs to be included. No, my generation said, look, we need the best of the best to fight global terrorism. If you can't hang, you don't go. Y'all don't hear me though. Y'all don't hear me though. If anybody feels like donating, here's the cash app. But I want to be very clear on this. My 20 is a lot different than you motherfuckers' 20. See, a lot of you motherfuckers were scared to go to organizations where there was a motherfucking pecking order. A lot of you motherfuckers are scared when somebody says much is given, much is required. A lot of you are afraid, shitless of service to others. Oh, I'm not going to fight for this country, but you use the benefits of it, right? See, some of you don't understand the bitch ass comments that are made. I'm not going to fight for this. Bullshit. So basically, what you said on a not going to defend yourself, your kids, your woman, your wife, your mother, your father. You'll let everybody do whatever they want and run roughshod over you. That's what you're telling me. But see, you want to talk about, well, Andrew Tate running to hood niggas. You think hood niggas can fight? Nigga, I can tell from that statement alone, you never been in no fucking hood. See, motherfuckers expose themselves every day. And the words of my fellow Baltimorean Rocky, the fuck you geeking for? See, a real man does not have to pronounce himself as the king. There was a guy who was a sergeant where I'm at who got fired. He kept saying, but I'm the sergeant, I'm the sergeant. If you got to keep telling motherfuckers you the sergeant, then you have no fucking authority. First thing about being a supervisor and a fucking NCO is supposed to be service to your subordinates. But I guess motherfuckers of your generation didn't know. And this is the reason why you keep this intersectional feminist attitude, because nobody ever checked you on it. Lawrence R. said, LOL, a lot of men can't seem to see how they are overcompensating their ego versus being of service. Facts. See, this is the reason why I'm going to revamp what the fuck a man is supposed to do. And I'm going to say something to your generation because I spoke to a young lady at the market and I tried to school her, but she didn't catch on yet till I caught her in her conflicting bullshit. When she said, well, I went through physical abuse and mental abuse. I said, describe mental abuse. You know, when somebody, well, it's not like bullying in school. I said, I was a victim of severe bullying in school. So you're telling me a kid in the 5th grade who spends 9 months out of the year going to school, going to class, dealing with one bully or multiple bullies, that's not mental abuse and physical abuse? Well, it's not the same. Oh, is it because that motherfucker's a boy? But yet, anybody says something you don't like or disparaging you, it's mental abuse. Last time I checked, Shorty, we don't arrest people for mental abuse. We arrest because of the physical. You know why? Because unless you're handicapped or tied down, when it comes to somebody being disparaging, you can walk your dumb ass away. But everybody's a victim. Nobody's a hero. Everybody's a fucking victim. What happens if Superman said, I'm a victim, Lois? Save me. You think he's going to get that respect? My main man, Art Style in the building. But see, the problem with this generation now is your lack of service, your lack of respect, your lack of dignity, your lack of integrity, your lack of being honest with your own goddamn selves. We didn't need a participation trophy. A lot of us didn't get the pats on the back. You're going to sit there and tell me a bunch of kids, because I was 19 years old when 9/11 happened. Last time I checked, motherfucker, you weren't even born. A lot of motherfuckers in my generation actually volunteered. Okay? Let's get some shit straight. A lot of motherfuckers volunteered and said, I may not agree with this country all the time, but I'll be damned if somebody gonna shit on it. Shout out to Willie. He said Pookie can't handle a real war. Look at what happened when the Crips in 1989 tried to take on vets from the 2nd Ranger Battalion of Tacoma, Washington. No contest. See, we fucked up allowing people to think a real man is a fucking thug. I'm going to say this, and somebody need to put this in the chat for time and memorial. No street dude and no thug ever been a fucking real man. You know why? Because they lack discipline. I got more respect for that nigga who went to college. How many of our black heroes were the only black motherfuckers going to college? You want to talk about tough? How about going to a PhD program and you don't need black male there? You think you tough? Go down to the South when they were integrating schools, and there's only 5 black motherfuckers out of 2,000 white students at the door of your school. Shout out to Electrician 480. Another one of the faithful. Woo, someone's cooking. You think you got it hard? See, a lot of you don't realize how short time is. My parents went to segregated schools. My parents had to leave school early because of the King and Malcolm riots. Oh, but you stupid motherfuckers who can't pick up a history book, let alone talk to a person of elder status who lived during that time and said, we didn't take this shit on the chin when they killed Malcolm and Martin. We burnt this motherfucker down. The reason why half of you motherfuckers got your rights is because we said, fuck it. We'll burn fucking 100 cities down before you disrespect us again. The reason why white people scared to call you a nigga to your face is because of the boomers. But we're going to be disrespectful. You going to tell me that a fucking thug is tough? I'm going to tell you who's tough. That motherfucker who gets up every day, early in the morning, back hurting, knees giving out, just to put food on the table for his family. And sometimes he doesn't even get the fucking respect he deserves. That motherfucker who took jobs that took 40 years off his life. Who took jobs that crippled him. But you got it so fucking hard. Dismiss me with your bullshit. But a thug is a real man? A thug is a tough man? A tough man is a motherfucker who's in a household where he gotta do it. If he fails, the family starves. You got your fucking nerve. You gonna tell me about what fucking toughness is, motherfuckers? I've saved more people. And I'm gonna talk to you little gynocrats too. Oh, y'all just hate women. Bitch, I'm gonna say this, and this goes out to people like Derek Jackson and Mary Brown. Bitch, I say more black women physically than you even do with your fucking rhetoric. See, your rhetoric put black women in danger. Mine saves them. I'm the motherfucker saying, you dummies, go get you a good black man. Who the fuck is gonna protect you? But no, we hate women. When a damn near half the manosphere are in long-term relationships or married. Here it is. How many times has Amiri Brown or Derek Jackson actually got motherfuckers in relationships and married? Kevin's still doing it past his death. Y'all don't hear me though. But yet, we're going to have 20-year-olds. We're going to have 30 and 40-year-old unwed mothers of multiple baby fathers tell us what the fuck to do. Where the fuck does that even occur? Please tell me. I am jovial. I don't know about y'all, but the next motherfucker that disrespects the black manosphere, I'ma light their ass to the fact that their soul burns. I be motherfucking goddamned if this shit will occur ever again. Shout out to all spades. Facts. I'm from Birmingham, Alabama. Our predecessors put in work in the 60s. Facts. See, too many people will tell our women what they want to hear instead of what they need. If you love something, you're going to honestly cultivate it. When I told that young girl about how to get a man and how a man should be treated, I asked her one question, and somebody needs to put this in the chat. What does a man get in return that equals the cost of his life? What does a man get from a woman that equals the cost of his life? If you start putting that into young girls' minds now, the respect factor of men will change damn near dramatically. But it's hard to get that when you got so many weak, pussy motherfuckers, sorry excuses for men talking these other narratives. I'm sorry. I come from a space and a place where weakness is fucking frowned upon. I believe in stoicism. There are some things I cannot tell. Even if I was married, I could not tell my wife. You know why? Because she still has to look at me as the goddamn superhero that I am. If you want to confide in somebody, confide in your brothers. Never confide in your woman like that. You know why? Because guess what she's going to think? She's going to think, well, goddamn, if he's scared, I'm even more afraid. I'm a weaker vessel. There's sometimes we got to go somewhere else, go to a therapist, let it out there. We can't lose the faith in our families, in our communities, in our goddamn country. We still got to stand strong. Sorry. Sorry. Shout out to LAPD SWAT. Commander, hold the line, please. Get and read the book, Gideon Spies by Gordon Thomas, dealing with the founding of the Mossad. Whew, those some bad motherfuckers, boy. They purged the bad elements before moving forward, i.e., the enemy within. Facts. I'm glad you're appreciating it. Hotep Pookie said, "Don't join Mr. Charlie's army, but he live off a woman who's a police officer in Army Reservists and in college." Laughing my ass off. Facts. See, I'm not the smartest motherfucker in the world, but last time I checked, when I look at the black community, and if I had to take a graphic, we were a lot better off together than apart. Are you following me? When these foolish women out there, not all, but damn near majority, said that I don't need a man and I could do bad all by myself, you made self-fulfilling prophecies of the entire community. See, a man has to be careful because he can destroy one generation. A woman with her womb can put you in perpetual poverty for 3 to 4 generations. See, women's nature tend to be a bit chaotic without the guidance of men. Men become stagnant without the inspiration of women. Men give purpose to women, women give inspiration to men. I don't give a fuck who likes it, who doesn't. That's the nature of things. That's not mine, that's divine, and that's just nature. There's a reason why throughout the stories we slayed the dragon. There's a reason why we had to challenge the beast of the land before we could marry. There's a reason why a man had to ask the father for that woman's hand in marriage. That father's job was to make sure you were worth a shit. Could you take care of my daughter and my future grandkids? But nobody wants to talk about how to be a man and what's required of a man. Just like nobody wants to talk about how to be a woman and what's required of a woman. The black community can be summed up in this goddamn phrase today. Black men have no standards and black women have no shame. Y'all don't hear me though. Y'all don't hear me though. See, I love a challenge. Don't tell me what I can't fucking do because I'm going to make sure I'm going to fucking do it. That's the drive in me. I went to the fucking doctors. They did some x-rays. They fucking took MRI scans of my chest. And I got some bad news to tell all of you. I got a confession. They were like, Sergeant Faulkner, we got some disheartening news. We found something. Give it to me straight, Doc. Let me have it. When we took our MRIs and our x-rays, we found something. And it said you got that lion in you, boy. And I don't even know if you know how to contain it. I am not afraid of the challenges of life. At some point, when I was a kid, why me? Why me? But then when my balls dropped, guess what I start saying? Why not? Bring it the fuck on. No different than my first wrestling tournament when I won the championship, even though I lost my first match. I wanted the challenge. I just had to see where the fuck I stood. And for some odd reason in the black community, I cannot comprehend what happened to the level of masculinity that would say the same? Oh, it's so hard. You know, they don't want to give a black man a job. Shut the fuck up. Man the fuck up. Get out there and be a goddamn warrior for once instead of a whiner. Go out there and be something. I'd rather fail, give it 100% than bullshit, not even halfway trying. But I got young men who I'm trying to teach. Tell me that I don't know what the fuck I know. Lord knows. I can systematically break you down like a goddamn M4 if I so choose to. And I'm going to say this for all you naysayers. You motherfuckers are so glad that men like BGS, Art Newstyle, Dr. T.S.R. Johnson, Dr. Ron O'Neill, Dr. Green Gorilla, Dr. Dunbar, Dr. Nicole Ali, and others are merciful to this fucking space. Merciful. Because if they went to the white people, they'd be millionaires. Shout out to LAPD SWAT again. We need a Nuremberg type trial to purge those unsavory elements. I'm with you on that one. I'm with you on that one. See, as men, we are not allowed to be careless. As men, we are not allowed to be emotional. We can have emotion. We can have emotions, but we cannot be emotional. Okay? There's a difference. A man is supposed to be as dangerous, as strong, as virile, as mighty, as Herculean as he possibly can be. But the difference is we're supposed to be in control of it. For those times when we have to call forth that strength. See, I got to break it down to a lot of people when shout out to Nameless Protagonist and Captain Jack himself, you know, Admiral Smoke, aka Sand Up. One of the most important aspects of Prince Adam is when he called down the powers of Grayskull, which he called down the powers of his ancestor King Grayskull, African spirituality, anybody? He had the integrity to let the power return. When you have the integrity to give back and let the power return, that shows how much of a level of a man you are. See, when you can walk away and laugh at a person's insults, every time I ask the person or order the person lawfully as a police officer, they call me, oh, you a bitch ass nigga, you this, that, the fourth, and you fuck you, hooked it. I said, I'm all those, bro. But guess what's happening? You're doing what I'm telling you to do. Who's the bitch now? Who has the power? See, everybody listening, man, woman, and child, to my voice right now, and who has ever listened to me while I was doing live streams, the purpose of me coming here was not just to talk about the gynocracy. My voice, my actions, my thoughts, my wisdom, my intellectual properties and prowess was to teach you to be greater than what you thought you were. To not be ordinary, to be extraordinary. So when I hear these things about, oh, you rubbed me the wrong way, I still got to rub you, beautiful. The only reason you didn't like what I said is because you're not used to a black man not kissing your ass. The same chick, the same pretty, and I mean, she's gorgeous, head to toe gorgeous. 25-year-old chick who was upset what I said, she's the same chick yesterday and today to give me all these pastries and breads and all this stuff for free. See, I'm gonna tell you something that's really funny. A true master can manipulate any situation they want. All they got to do is talk themselves in it or talk themselves out of it. See, a guy like, for example, Hammer, because there's plenty of them out there who are afraid to talk to females, afraid to try. See, you should be under the tutelage of a man who's older than you by twice your age to teach you. Yo, go talk to her. Well, what if she says no? Okay, you need to build your calluses. See, a callus is like armor. Okay, you ever seen a guy who lays bricks or gardens and his hands are so callous? That's basically your body toughening the fuck up. I had to do that because I had an immense fear of rejection. Till I had to get this lesson out from my coach. And I was like, he asked me this. And his son Poncho, rest in peace, Mr. Brown and Poncho. He's in the hospital getting some, work done for cancer. And may he make it out. And prayers and thoughts are with him. You know what him and Mr. Brown told me when I was like, girls ain't looking at me. And they laughed and they said, boy, all you got to do is live a little longer and get a little wiser. And they were right. See, a lot of people come to this space thinking that if I get a woman to submit, it's going to be the end of my problems. No, when you got a submissive woman, that's the beginning of your problems because a lot of dudes don't want to admit that the reason why they don't want to really deal with a submissive woman is because they're afraid to come up with their end of the bargain. I'm gonna end it right there, man. Y'all gonna hate me on that one. Y'all don't hear me though. Y'all don't fucking hear me. A lot of niggas out there are scared of that submissive woman because he can't fulfill his end of the bargain. If we're gonna tell the truth, we're gonna tell the whole fucking truth. So help me God. Shout out to LAPD SWAT commander. We need to develop a Hakai for black men. Zulu, Maori, something. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. See, Broken Blade, afraid to lead. Damn. Yes, yes, yes. See, we got to take care of our end of the bargain when we meet the right woman. Okay? Because, as the words of Charles Singer, if you are a bitch ass nigga on the street, you're going to be a bitch ass nigga anywhere else until you fix that problem. Well. I know there are some people who don't want to hear this. If you don't, fuck you. See, the manosphere is not about getting pussy, or not just about it, because remember, pussy is a byproduct of a man's success. What I want to see is a better group of men. Where the women go, the culture go. Where the men go, the society goes. When men fall, society falls. When women fall, culture falls. That's why you have this whore culture shit. That's why you got dumb bitches like Amber Rose teaching her kid to be a super simp. But it's not until her kid gets abused by men, by women, that she's gonna sit down and cry to God Almighty, "What have I done?" Hmm, you're right. God has left the building, so wake up and go to sleep. It's funny, right? And this goes out to the gynocracy, right? Women get their red pill wake ups not during their lifetime, during their children's. Put that in the chat, please. The women get their red pill wake up call not in their lifetime, but in their children's. When their sons go to the child support court, when their sons have their kids taken away unjustifiably from them, that's when shit gets real. That's when they go through their red pill rage. You know why? Anybody wants to know? Because they're going to reflect back on their life and what did they do to their child's father. And they got to answer, why did you keep me away from my best friend? Why did you keep me away from my protector? Why did you keep me away from my leader? Why did you take my father away from me? But see, this is the part where guys like Hammer and Pookie really need to listen more than they talk. Well, I ain't gonna deal with no chick. Bullshit. And if you think going to white girls is gonna be the biggest answer, shit. They trying to be like black women anyway. They're jealous of black women because of their gynocentric ways. The difference is they're gonna be smart enough to acquiesce to a successful man because they're not gonna believe that feminist bullshit is stomped down as a black woman will. The shame, the insults, the guilt, and the need to be right is so apparent that you got chicks out here who are willing to destroy their families, willing to cripple their children to spite a man just because they can't take accountability. And is this a community worth fucking saving? Riddle me that shit, Batman. It's rather disgusting. See, it's rather disgusting. They said, I know a few, including my first when she got served her red pill. She cried and apologized to me. Yeah, yeah. See, you want to know you want to know why I know this shit? It's because of experience. See, young men, young women, we allow you to sit at the table, but until you prove yourself or you have the time to be an honored member, you shut the fuck up. You do as you told, and you earn your fucking stripes and bars. Lawrence said, "Yep, when they see their grandchildren and have no loyalty towards them, and her son has more loyalty to his woman than her, it's a big problem." Facts. They said, amazing how you say that like mama give a fuck. Mama does give a fuck. See, the problem really lies into the ability or the lack of study. Who do you study under? I remember the Padawan broke up with his girlfriend because she basically was a selfish bitch. And she's trying to say, well, I'm not your wife, I'm your girlfriend. And she said this on the phone when I was listening. And I said, first of all, sweetheart, I know you can hear me, but I'm going to tell you one thing that my mother always taught me. A woman's a wife before she ever been married. Mm. Somebody put that in the chat. A woman's a wife way before she ever gets married. Mm. But Uncle Charles is wrong. Mm. Man, where that collection plate, man? We gotta play for the church, man. Where the road bats so I could do the gangster boogie on the pews. But yet, giving game to her like that, I'm seen as a goddamn. Oh, you hate the women's. You hate the women's. Hmm. What does what mean? Trust me, Art of it more. The only thing running is that chili through your pants. Black Baron, would you like to come up and let me explain to you why a woman's a wife before she's even married? Because I'm pretty sure what I said was very, very self explanatory. But see, you got detractors like you who want to ask a question that is so readily available. I mean, do you really want me to explain? And I'm not trying to be a dickhead, but I'm really going to be explaining. And Bay said it basically. A girl is a wife before marriage because of her actions. Is she trained to be a wife? Just like is a boy trained to be a husband? Is he trained to protect his wife and children? Is he trained to protect his children? Is he trained to fix a situation? Is he trained to lead? Is he cultivated? Thank you, Broken Blade. He's talking about mindset. Her behavior makes you want to put a ring on it. I'm not here to insult people. I'm here to educate people. My mother is trained to be a wife. If I live with my mother and if I didn't stop her, she would wash everybody's clothes. She would clean the whole house and just do it automatically. It's in her. My father's trained to be a husband. If there's a problem in the house, he's going to fix it or get it fixed. He's going to cut the grass automatically. It doesn't matter if he did 8 to 12 hours of work. He's going to cut the grass. It doesn't matter if my mother worked 8, 12 hours of work. He's going to wash clothes, cook, clean. See, the problem is we don't look for these capabilities and these skills because we value the lesser things. Earl George said facts. She'll display the grace, intelligence, loyalty, and actions that are necessary to be wife or mother before she ever get into a relationship. And there's a reason why you have a single mother epidemic and not a wife epidemic. You know why? Because being a mother does not require work or duty, because so many people utilize government benefits or other people to maintain their kids. They don't raise their children, they maintain them. To be a wife, it's a duty, not just to your husband, not just to your children, but to the community. You have a duty to that marriage to do shit, just like the husband has a duty to that marriage. See, this is the reason why men have it hardest and men have a lot of freedom that we're supposed to have, because everything is on his head. When the marriage breaks apart, they don't go to the bitch and say, hey, what did you do wrong? They go to him. When you get married, who's taking whose name? Who's under whose protection? Who's under whose covenant? A woman's job is to protect the image, the glory, and the honor of the family. If you have a wife that's a floozy and fucking Tom, Dick, and literally Harry, does that make your family look honorable or shameful? But yet, women got it so hard. In certain aspects, they do, but not to the point that men have it. Oh yeah, 100% Baltimore. Go fucking Ravens. Oh, we gonna Ray Lewis dance all over this bitch. See, when you're a husband or a wife before you're married, you're valuable because those skills are just like those skills that we forsaken in the black community, like being an electrician, being a plumber, being a mechanic, being a doctor, being a lawyer, being a firefighter, a paramedic, EMT, police officer. Those are skilled professions. We forsaken that shit for bullshit. Yep. That because she's cute and got a purty mouth. Earl George again. Yep. We got an epidemic of subsidized motherhood instead of marriage. And it's nothing but chaos. Of course. That's why you see every black community look like a third world fucking country. The women are lazy, the men are incompetent. The men have no standard, the women have no shame. They will live in a project. They will live with their children running buck wild. They will have multiple babies by every nigga because they think that men are interchangeable and come to find out they're not. But nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to care. Nobody gives a damn. It goes back to what I'm trying to teach these young men now. The world don't owe you shit. You got to find your way. You got to have service. You got to have mentorship. See, a guy like Bitter Truth, Bay, we ran in similar circles with this pro-black, the true pro-black message. Hell, Bay and his dad is probably the reason why some of your goddamn people even got the message out because of the tapes and books they produced or they actually distribute. Bay and his father probably a goddamn walking Black History Month right now. If you really want to call it straight down the middle. See, y'all don't even understand the type of motherfuckers that are in these spaces that should be revered. They were in the heart of Atlanta with a Black conscious store that gave literature all across this fucking country. But I'm going to tell you one thing about the Black community that we do so well. We destroy our own heroes. We let other people come in and tell a narrative about our people. Bill Cosby, anybody? Bill Cosby single-handedly put more fucking Black people into college than anything. And as soon as white people came about him, as soon as people talked about him, you turned your fucking back on him, you bunch of fucking Judases. This new age bullshit. And you wonder why it's hard for a motherfucker to stay loyal. You wonder why motherfuckers like Brandon Tatum can have 2 million fucking subscribers and be a goddamn millionaire. Just talking shit on you. Shout out to everybody who donates. A like, $1, $10, $5, $100, $200, $1,000, even just viewership, even sharing the material is support. BGS even said it. Pennies on a goddamn dollar, people being educated. But you got simple-minded fools out there who don't appreciate the material. You're right. Black men came for fucking Cosby. Here, it's funny, right? Real funny, right? I'm gonna say some shit that's really gonna piss people off, and I don't give a fuck. That's the really comical part about it. Bay's gonna feel me on this one. Bay is gonna feel me on this one. He might even go outside and slow clap. Instead of you niggas going for Cosby, how many of you niggas are gonna go hard like the Israelis do when it comes to people who were found lynching blacks? Are you gonna be the same way the Mossad and other places in Israel where they go to fucking Argentina and find fucking war criminals who are 90 and 100 years old, Nazis? Are you gonna go as hard as they do? You don't go as hard for the people who murder your people. So you do that, you can't say shit to me. You can't say shit. I'm going to say it again. Till you go as hard as the Mossad and the Israelis as they do for Nazi sympathizers and officers in Argentina, Europe, and anywhere in South America, and capture them and bring them to trial the same way you should be doing to all these people who Sorry about that. Had a call. See, you never had a motherfucker come this raw before. I don't want to hear shit. The one thing I can respect about the Israelis, they're gonna go get your ass. When the Mossad come from you, you're either captured or dead. There's no evidence. You just disappeared. You're either gonna be brought to trial. They didn't give a fuck about them fucking Nazi officers. They brought them in wheelchairs, beds, and gurneys with oxygen tanks to try them. They didn't give a single solitary fuck. But you got niggas out here saying, "Oh, don't do anything. Don't bring that woman to jail who had Emmett Till killed." Bullshit. Outlaw 720 said tuition. Facts. Thank you. Bullshit. But a Pookie's a soldier, though. He'll protect the hood. Zimmerman still walking around untouched. I'm not condoning harm, but I understand. I'll say one thing: would not be my son. Mm-mm. And you wonder why we're not respected. You wonder why we're not respected. It's such a shame, right? It's such a shame, right? It's such a shame. We're in the point in America today for Black Americans. For every endeavor we tell them to be manly, every manly endeavor we tell them to pursue, they're scared shitless to do it. They're so feminized, they're scared to join the military, scared to join the fire department, scared to join the police department. So when you get the thugs, because the fucking communities in such an uproar and desperation for police, you get five fucking idiots like you do in Memphis, who never should have been there in the first place. But the people who deserve there, the people who have integrity, the people who have honor, you don't want them there. Because they're going to hold you to the same standard they're going to hold their goddamn self. And Longo Savage said thugs lose what little credibility they have when you ask them why are they seem to be the only ones about that life when it comes, but when it involves another black person or black people, warrior class my ass. See, the warrior class is always the educated and the motivated, dedicated, and the creative. Okay, you look at the samurai class; they did calligraphy and martial arts. They were cultured. See, you have to be cultured if you're going to be part of the warrior class. Lawrence said, if he did honestly, they would have found a way to hide it. They they love the fact that he didn't do it. That influenced multiple generations, just like the lynchings that weren't avenged back then. Of course, of course. How the fuck you gonna how the fuck you gonna tell me how tough you are, but you let another motherfucker come piss in your toilet, take a shit, and don't flush? Hmm. Hmm. But see, this is the reason why we get these truths and fucking hammers. Motherfuckers scared. Motherfuckers telling me what it is. The fuck, nigga? The fuck, nigga? You gotta be fucking serious. You can't be fucking serious. Shout out to Aquateki and Kareem for the Cash App support. Are you fucking serious? See, we're gonna go back into showing you what a fucking warrior is. See, sometimes a warrior is not a man who has a rifle, a gun, a sword, and a spear. Sometimes our greatest warriors carried fucking briefcases and lectured. Sometimes we had to fight the fucking battles of the fucking intelligentsia, of the educational institutions, of the political war zones. Don't ever tell me what a fucking thug could do. All a thug could do was just lay down and fucking slaughter his own people. He is no good to anybody, not even himself. Oh yeah, they get shit. See, the problem is they get scared shitless, but they also want to come out and we throw parties to venerate the fucking jailbirds. We'll praise them. We'll exalt them. We'll make fucking patron saints out of a nigga going to jail, but we forsaken and won't support a nigga going to the military, going to fucking college. All you need to do is better yourself and watch the community turn against you. I'm about to get in this damn house, go cook something to eat. Hopefully, y'all got something out of my rant. Thank you for everybody who supported. Thank you for everybody who viewed. Shit. Let's make Black America great again. Let's make black people great again. God damn. Stop wallowing in obsolescence and try to at least attempt greatness. Woo! I'm out.